Hello, I'm the Who Guy and welcome back to another video where today we're taking a closer look at this, the new Master Replicas Daleks Parliament set. There's a long history with this thing. They did make this way back. Wow, Eagle Moss made this way back. And I believe there were two sets. This one just seems like they're only doing the one set. Maybe in future they will do set two. But this is basically a set full of those old Eagle Moss figurines, all compiled in this one big set, which is really cool and handy, especially if you don't have a lot of these. So it does say on the box we get 10 classic Daleks. However, there are some newer style Daleks in here. Pretty odd. I am a Dalek. I am a Dalek. And of course on the back you get the picture of all of them, but we'll go closer into detail. But it does include as well magazine inside as well, which is pretty detailed. Of course you get the 10 figurines. I did get this in Mankind. It's a UK kind of gadgety pop culture shop. Did cost me this much, and I've got to say that is pretty decent value for 10 Daleks. They sometimes retail between £10 each when it was Eagle Moss, so to get a big set of 10 for that price is pretty decent. And some leaks from Toy Fair have suggested that we might get some single pack releases of these Daleks very soon in maybe shops like B&M. And you can still buy these on the Master Replicas website as well, where you can buy them individually or get the big Parliament set. Like the video if you like these reviews, as well as subscribe down below if you're new to the channel. Now let's get reviewing this awesome Dalek set. So here is the box for this awesome Parliament set, and as you can see, it's in the normal style guide packaging, the 15th Doctor's logo and 15th Doctor TARDIS, as well as Jodie Whittaker's. And we get a nice picture of all of the Daleks from the show that are included in this set. Very weirdly, at top right it says that there are 10 classic Daleks in this set. If you're counting the Bronze and the Paradigm Dalek as classic, well, then you're correct, but I would say they're more newer Who. And down the bottom, the title of the set, which is the Daleks Parliament set. On the side, you get the Doctor Who logo, as well as a little bio talking about Daleks and Davros. And on the other side, another Doctor Who logo, as well as another little bio. The back of the box, you get some more logos, as well as the actual magazine that is included. It's more like a booklet than a magazine, but it's really nice, and it's got 68 pages. And you've even got the Master Replicas logo down there at the bottom. You get a picture of each Dalek which is in this set, which will probably look way better than the actual one you're getting inside, as well as a little bio all about that Dalek, which I think is pretty nice. So in the set, it looks like we get the last Dalek from Dalek, Morrow City Dalek from the Daleks. We get a Genesis Dalek from Genesis of the Daleks. We get an awesome Special Weapons Dalek, which I'm very looking forward to looking at. I don't have a Special Weapons Dalek in the collection so far, so Remembrance of the Daleks for that one. Relevation of the Daleks, we've got the Necros Dalek. And from Asylum of the Daleks, we got the new Paradigm Supreme. And a Gold Dalek for Day of the Dalek. Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks. And a further Supreme Dalek from Resurrection of the Daleks. As well as a Black Dalek for the Dalek Invasion of Earth. Of course, most of these figures were originally made for the Eagle Moss figurine collection line. It looks like Master Replicas have the license now for it, and have got loads of the molds. So let's take a look at these awesome little Daleks and the magazine. When you open up the box, you're presented with all of these Daleks nicely packaged, as well as this nice magazine booklet. So let's first take a look at the booklet and then look through each of the Daleks. So here's the Dalek booklet magazine. It's really thick and very nice quality. I must say the print on this is really nice. And on the front cover, we've got the Doctor Who logo, as well as a couple of Daleks included, as well as the title of the set. And it is a flip cover, so both sides are different. So I think that's pretty neat. And the spine has some text on it showing that this is the Doctor Who figure collection special issue Dalek Parliament set. Open it up, we get the contents page with all of the different pages for the figures. Of course, stating that this is a Master Replicas product. Starting off, we get the last Dalek, which of course is the classic Bronze Dalek. We get some information all about this Dalek, as well as a little diagram here pointing out all the different anatomy of a Dalek, as well as the figure close up, which is pretty cool. And just loads of promo images, all of the Dalek, even some Doctor Who concept art. The Skaro City Dalek pages, and of course from the first Dalek episode, The Daleks. And this one's really cool. You get loads of information all about that classic first Dalek design. Some concept art of what the Daleks originally were supposed to look like. Even the little appearance here from Asylum of the Daleks. The Genesis Dalek, and there you go, the Metal Gear Solid. That's pretty cool. We get the story all about the Daleks' origins, and we get the anatomy. So it's pretty nice that we get all the same stuff for each Dalek. So a close-up of the figure, and the scenes looks, and information about the Dalek, and this awesome diagram. And it just points out all the differences between each Dalek, and we even get them in some comic forms. Get some neat pages of the special weapons Dalek, and some nice close-up images of this awesome different Dalek. Even the reappearance once again in Asylum of the Daleks. Next is the Necros Dalek. Nice imagery of that, and a little close-up of your Dalek inside. Next we've got the Paradigm Dalek. As you can see here, they're showing off some of the original art for this Dalek. I'm assuming this one's from Asylum of the Daleks, and on here it says Victory of the Daleks, so maybe I'm wrong. And it definitely looks darker on this model here than the real thing. But I've got to say, that picture looks awesome with the diagram of the Dalek. And some concept art there. You get the gold standard Dalek. Not a lot of pictures of this Dalek, so they've recreated it here with some CGI. You get a whole double page spread of Day of the Daleks. Next up, this awesome image of the Supreme Dalek, this iconic Dalek. What a lovely magazine this is, loads of detail. Next is the Supreme Dalek from Resurrection. And once again, loads of information all about this awesome Dalek. And finally, we've got the Black Dalek from Dalek Invasion of Earth. Iconic dish on its back. Awesome magazine this is, with loads of on-set photos as well as some awesome recreations. And then we get the voice of the Daleks at the back, as well as the creator of the Daleks, Terry Nation. Photo at the end here just showing off our Parliament set, as well as some other sets available in the collection. There's the magazine, that's pretty cool. Now let's get into those Daleks. So here's the first Dalek in this Parliament set. We're going to go through what they were like in the magazine and the back of the box. So in this order. So firstly, we start with, you know, the last Dalek from Dalek. Yes, the 2005 story with Christopher Eccleston.
Dalek.
And I got to say, this one has to be one of my favourite all-time Dalek designs. It's just so classic. And I am building this with the Hatchet partwork, so it's kind of cool to see this one in miniature form. I think this one's been painted pretty well. One of the best out of all of them. All of the colours, you get the gold band like you should. Starting from the dome, I think it's all good. You don't get the detail of the ID tag, which is a bit unfortunate. However, I still think most of the detail is there with this figure. You even get paint on the different bolts and nuts on this figure as well. The eye stalk on some of these Daleks, I must say, are pretty bad. However, this one definitely is one of the best out of the whole set, because this one looks spot on with the blue. Turning them to the side, you can see there everything has been painted lovely, and it's what you come to expect with these bronze Daleks. From every angle, this Dalek does look great, and that metallic bronze paint they've used on this looks wonderful. On the base, it doesn't have any felt, but it does have detailing for the underside. Unfortunate that's not painted like with the blue, but it still is nice that the sculpt is included. Overall, for this bronze Dalek, I'm very happy with it. Let's get into the Skaro City Dalek. And how iconic is this? The first ever Dalek design from, of course, the Daleks' first Doctor story, and that Dalek does look splendid. I've got to say, the detailing on it is amazing. There is a bit more paint bleed with this one, as you can see down here in the little chest plate piece. You can see there's a couple of bits of silver where there shouldn't be, but overall, again, this one's pretty solid. The eye stalk on this one, again, one of the better ones of the set. You even get the dome lights painted a different colour, and just turning him around here, as you can see, the blue definitely pops on those hemispheres, and the gun and plunger have both been represented nicely. Look at that wonderful detailing we get. And I love the way it's been painted with the bands there with that greyish blue. One, we don't get any underside detailing, but we do get this felt, which has kind of been put on the wand, because you can see here it's kind of peeling away, but it is nice to have so it doesn't move on your shelf very much. But overall, just a basic Dalek design, and it just looks wonderful in this figurine form. The silver paint used as well really makes it pop. And what a nice little piece this is if you are a fan of that first Doctor story. Next up on the list for this set is the Genesis Dalek, of course, from Genesis of the Daleks. We've seen this Dalek quite a bit recently. Shorts that we got from Children in Need, and once again, this has been painted really nice. On camera, it comes up lighter than it actually is. It is quite a dark colour there you go, you can kind of see it a bit better now. And I've got to say, the colour of this is really nice, especially on the hemispheres. Eye on this one, not too great. As you can see, it is just a bit messy. However, it's definitely not the worst in this set, let me tell you that. We've got some bad ones. Dalek, once again, has been presented nicely, especially those hemispheres. No paint bleed on them. That's pretty impressive. And the full blackout gun there painted, that looks cool. And once again, this one doesn't have any sculpting on the bottom, but it does have the felt base. So overall, pretty neat Dalek. Next up is one of the most anticipated Daleks in this set for me. Personally, I have no special weapons merchandise at all, not even the character options one yet. Finally got one in the collection now, and it does look good. It is quite a shame though, I have quite a bad paint bleed, as you can see there in the midsection. That's a shame, because I really do like the cream and gold design of this Dalek. Gold definitely pops on this Dalek. Paint bleed on the hemispheres, but still pretty decent for this small sized model. Coming to the back, you get all the rivets that you want on this Dalek. No detailing on the base for the special weapons. Just on this one, just really lazily painted, which is such a shame. And the copyright definitely stands out on this gold base more than the black ones. Oh, a disappointing one, because I think this is definitely one of the laziest painted figures in this set. However, design wise, I love this Dalek. Continuing on with the bad paint jobs, wow. Yeah, look at that eye. That is something to behold. Wow, I love the design of this Dalek. However, again, just really badly painted. And even here on the midsection with all the slats, just really lazily painted. Detail though on these figures are absolutely exceptional, and I've got to say, for their small scale, they are pretty neat. Feel like I'm a broken record, but some of the paint detailing here has been lazily put on. I think if this set was maybe a bit more expensive, but the paint detail was spot on, I think it would be a much better product. For the price point I did pay for this, I can't complain too much, because you're getting a lot of value for your money. Love the gold used that make it stand out with the plunger and the gun. No felt on this Dalek, however, we do get a bit of detailing. Shame about the paint apps. The big boy, yes, the biggest Dalek in this set, and it's the Paradigm Dalek Supreme. The new Paradigm Dalek, may I add. This one is using that kind of gunmetal grey silver paint that they used later on in the series with the Paradigm Daleks, and I gotta say, this one does look splendid. Even with the eye, I think it looks pretty decent there with the yellow. These feel a bit odd being white. I feel like they shouldn't be white. The lights at the top does give off this kind of light vibe, which I feel like this Dalek is a bit darker in the show. I love the thick base though, and I've got to say, it's been painted very well. I can't give it that, and it's a real hefty model, this one, compared to the others. So I'm pretty happy with it. It is an odd Dalek variant, but I'll take it. I've actually kind of warmed up to the Paradigm Dalek design, so this has to be one of my favourites of the set. Next up in the set, we have this awesome gold looking Dalek, and I've got to say, once again, this looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? The gold paint really does pop on this with the contrast from the black. The gun and plunger is a bit on the wonk, as you can see here. It's not really straight at all. And then we got to talk about that awful painted eye. Doesn't look great at all. Looks much better on camera than it does in person, I must say. Overall, a really nice Dalek design, and definitely will pop against the greyish others. And the slats all sculpted perfectly. Also on the bottom, we've got the felt base. Cool Dalek, just a shame about the plunger and the eye. Next up, we have the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks, and I've got to say, one of my favourite all-time Dalek designs, and it is a shame that, again, this one suffers with a bad painted eye. As you can see there, some of the paint chipping away. It is quite a hard paint job to get right, though, as the red is quite small on the eye. I love the shade of gold they've chosen. It's different to any of the other Daleks we've had, and it's more shiny than the matte gold Dalek we had before. This one, with its chunky base, of course, has the felt on the bottom, and that stops it moving on your shelf. The lights have a little tinge of purple in them, not too much. I wish it was a bit more purpley than it is, but on camera they look pretty much greyish white, but they are purple in person. So overall, very happy with this figure. It's just a shame about a couple of the paint apps and that wonky plunger. And here we have the little cute Dalek, as I like to call him, because look at that eye stalk. Wow. That is pretty goofy, but I quite like it. It's got this very cutesy style to it. The eye stalk, though, horrendously painted. As you can see there, loads of paint just peeling off. And overall, just the slats, I feel like, have been painted quite lazily. As you can see there, they're not really even on any of them. The dome lights, though, have been painted nicely. And the hemispheres, I think they look really cool. They definitely pop out on that black Dalek. Get the felt on the bottom of the base. He's pretty cute if he is going to be on your shelf. You even get the little sculpting there of the little divot on top of the Dalek, so that's pretty neat that they've included that. Overall, I like this Dalek. Finally, for the last Dalek in this set, we have the Black Dalek from Dalek Invasion of Earth. And this one is pretty neat, I must say. I love the silver, blue and black on this Dalek. The different colours contrasting each other really well. I think the eye stalk's decent. No wonky plunger or gun. And of course, you get the iconic dish on the back. That looks awesome. As well as a felt bottom. What a nice Dalek. But I've got to say, overall, these Daleks are pretty neat, especially for the price. I know there's a couple of gripes with the paint apps, but overall, for the price and the size of these models, they are pretty impressive little things, and on the shelf will definitely look really cool. Overall, what do I think about this set? I think it's very good value for money is number one. Number two, I think the detail on the Daleks themselves are pretty decent. They're not going to be one-to-one to the actual paintwork of the Daleks themselves, but I got to say, for the price, I think the paintwork's all right. And it's really nice to get that magazine booklet included, nice detailed and really nice presented little collector's set. Definitely, if you don't have a lot of these Daleks in this set, make sure to pick this up. So make sure to like and subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. I've been the Who Guy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!